Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. It's a freaking Wednesday. The holiday has thrown me off. And you know what we do? We start the show with reefer and a rant. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. I got a good one for you today. Today's rant. Something happened after we went off the air on the show last night. Basically, the guy who has repeatedly called me triggered over and over again got incredibly triggered after our conversation on the show last night. Of course, he's not triggered. You fucking idiot, he says. And of course, like always, right-wingers resort to threatening me. Every fucking time, every day of my life, I have right-wingers threatening to beat me up, wanting to know where I live, wanting to meet me, say it to my face. They always want to know, will I call them a moron to their face? And the answer to that question is yes, I absolutely will. I got big old balls, man. I have no qualms with calling you a fucking moron to your face. I'm sorry that you came onto the show last night and that you didn't have the emotional intelligence to be able to put up a rational argument, to be able to talk to me. So we were talking about coronavirus statistics, and this motherfucker wants to bring up his grandfather or whoever, uncle or something, and wanted to tell me that the hospital said that he died of COVID when he actually didn't. That's something I can't verify. I can't look that up and find out if that's true or not. I don't know if this motherfucker who didn't know anything about what he was talking about, he was trying to make arguments, had no fucking clue about what he was talking about. I don't know that he didn't misinterpret something, that he doesn't know exactly what the fucking hospital said. I can't verify that he's lying, embellishing, that he misheard something. That's why it's not proper to use in a debate. And because I wouldn't let him use his feelings in place of facts, he got incredibly upset, has called me every name under the sun. Guys, you all saw it. You can go back and watch the replay from last night. I was incredibly respectful to this guy. I let him go on and on and on. And he accused me of interrupting him. Excuse you, motherfucker. I can't interrupt you on my fucking show. You are talking at my pleasure. So don't come at me with your bullshit about I interrupted you repeatedly. No, I shut down your bullshit, which is what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, right-wingers are morons, and I'm not scared of them. This guy wants to come and beat me up. I sent him my address. Come and beat me up, motherfucker. I'm not scared of you. Every goddamn day I get death threats from right-wingers just like you, because they couldn't handle me putting them in their place. That brings me to this. He called me a coward. A coward. This guy had the audacity to call me a coward. I do this show where I take phone calls and comments from anybody. We're live. I'm streaming out onto like 10 platforms right now. There's no way that I can go back and edit this to make myself look better. There's no way I can go back and hide it. This video lives forever. I'm going out here 100% raw dogging everybody. And if you want to call in, tell me I'm stupid, try to argue with me about something, 917-830-4359. I'd love to hear from you. Apparently, one of the guys from this guy's crew is going to call up a little bit later after he gets out of the gym. I told him that he should go and listen to one of the calls that I take. Find out a little something about me, because here's what happened to his poor friend Jay last night. Jay didn't do any research. He went to my Facebook page and saw that my videos have 1, maybe 2 likes, maybe none. Maybe none on the page, because Facebook, it's not very kind to me. So Jay thought he was walking into amateur hour, and he's got his own podcast, and he was very cocky about what was going to happen. Jay didn't do his homework. Jay got made to look like a little bitch. So I suggested that his friend actually do a little research, find out who he's talking to, and come prepared. So that's what we got going on tonight. Hopefully he's going to call in the later half of the show. Jay's friend. If you want to call in now, talk to me about anything in the world. Argue with me. I'm open. And that's another thing. We're live 100%. I don't know the topic. I don't know who's going to call in. There's no plants. If I know somebody's coming on, like, I'll tell you. These are not friendly people calling in to argue with me. I don't want it to be friendly people calling in to argue with me. And that's another thing. This motherfucker wants to talk about how, like, I'm in a safe space. Safe space! An echo chamber. That's another thing that he said. It's another fucking nonsense phrase right-wingers use. Echo chamber, motherfucker? There's no echo chamber here. My thoughts are 100% original. You've never heard anybody talk the way I talk. Call in. Let me know what you think. 917-830-4359. I push the calls really hard because that's what the people like. That is what the people that watch this stream, this show, this podcast, or whatever it is, that's what they enjoy. I enjoy it. That's really what I want to do. I want to get big enough to where I can debate the big names on the Twitch. That's the waters I want to wade into. That's what my entire career has been preparing me for. That's another thing. Jay didn't do his homework. He didn't realize that he was walking into somebody that's been doing this shit for 20 fucking years, that argues with people on a daily fucking basis. It's one of the reasons why I'm so quick to shut people off. I've had the same argument a million times over. I've heard what you're gonna say to me already. I've already, know the data that I'm gonna cite back to you. I already have the fucking citations I'm gonna use. They pop up automatically when I start typing them out into Google. I go and get the data that much. Because unfortunately, and this is one of the things that's selfish of me. I'm wanting to get into this foray into being a YouTube Twitch commentator. For the sheer fact of the matter is, I want to elevate the conversation. I have the same goddamn arguments over and over again about nonsense with people online. I want something better. Step your game up. I am so tired of fighting right-wing straw men. They love constructing their version of what they think a leftist argument is and then trying to attack it. And I'm like, whoa. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. We haven't even set the definition. You don't know what fucking capitalism, socialism, you don't know what those fucking words mean. You're throwing them around, calling people Marxist. You're a fucking moron. By the way, if you're interested, I have some really cool shirts. The Right Wingers Are Morons shirt. That link right down there below, you can get one of those shirts right now. If you see me snap over here, it's because my cat is next to some of my really expensive equipment, and I'm really wishing he would get down from there. Thank you. But it's a cat, man. What are you gonna do? All right, we've got a crazy show planned. I was giving it a little bit of time to see if somebody called in right here off the bat, because I know some people are itching. And I see some people, I see some people lurking. So I didn't know if anybody wanted to give it a shot. 917-830-4359. If not, we got plenty of shit to talk about. A lot of breaking news going on. God, like right before we went on, I was just amazed. There's so much stuff to talk about. And then my friend this morning, he's like, "You got to talk about the Bob Woodward thing." And I'm like, "Shit. I mean, I've got the audio. We'll try to get to it if we can." But I guess the thing that really stuck out to me that was breaking this afternoon was that we have a new whistleblower coming forward. So I haven't even really checked it out. You and I can check it out together. Let's see. Oh, let's get rid of these ads. Oh, fuck you. A whistleblower is alleging that top leaders at the Department of Homeland Security have politicized intelligence, with the political appointees pushing him to alter intelligence assessments to match President Trump's public remarks. I think this is having to do with the Russia investigation, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the Russian efforts here. Skipping ahead a little bit. The House Intelligence Committee announced Wednesday that it had received a whistleblower reprisal complaint from Brian Murphy, a career public servant, blah, blah, blah. The complaint states that in several protected disclosures over the past 2 years, Murphy raised concerns. Over the past 2 years, Murphy raised concerns about a repeated pattern of abuse of authority. Well, duh. How many people have to come forward? How many people have to talk about this shit? I've got Trump fatigue. I honestly do hope that he loses, just so there's a fervor around him, both on the right and on the left, or not. I don't want to say the left. Among liberals, there's a fervor among liberals and among the right, an anti in the liberal camp and a very pro on the right. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this just cult following. It's impossible to get through to, and I kind of want to go back to things being boring. If you've watched the show for any extended period of time, you know I'm kind of a policy wonk. You know, I'm sitting here smoking pot and looking all fucking hippie-like, but like the things that matter to me are like campaign strategy and because I'm communications, that's my thing. The minutia of bills and how they are communicated to the public. That's what I'm really interested in, and I would like to go back to that instead of being like this circus shit show that we've had the past 3.5 years now. God. And the circus is really like, they got that show on Showtime called The Circus, literally about the Trump administration. It was about the show started as a show about the primary and the circus around Donald Trump running in the primary. The show was never meant to go on fucking 4 years. They just continued the show, The Circus, into the presidency as the motherfucker ascended to the White House. It's insane, and that's exactly what it's been. There's no other word, there's no adjective that you can use to describe it. I guess it would not an adjective. The circus. That would be a noun. I was trying to think of something, a descriptor I could put in front of the noun, so that I could actually remember, guys. I'm doing this incredibly high. If you didn't tune in, we start off the show with Reefer and a Rant. So I actually start off the show getting really high and then talking about complex political issues. Because why wouldn't I? So I do fuck up sometimes, but most of the time. And let's say, and this is another thing. I hate to keep going back to Jay. I hate to pick on him. Hold on. It was one of the things about Jay is like, he admitted you were 100% right about a lot of the things you were saying. No, motherfucker, I was 100% right about everything. Okay, a lot of the things, you're right. Because I'm high. And I fuck some shit up because I'm high. And also, a lot of times, I'm citing shit that I read. Like, oh, this is the statistic. Let's do. That's the reason why I want people to get specific with things when they call in. I want to be able to look it up and verify it. Because, like, if I'm like, hey, I'm citing this statistic, I might have read this fucking 3 years ago. Let's look it up and make sure that, like, I'm remembering it correctly. Because I'm a smart enough human being to know that our minds fuck with us. Jay over here didn't have any fucking self-awareness. Wasn't man enough to be able to admit that he was wrong. What he was wanting was this faux respect kind of deal. He wanted me to be able to admit. That's the reason why he wanted to present some conjecture, an anecdote. Because I can't verify it or not. So he wanted me to concede on the point that he might be correct on something because his little fucking ego couldn't take that, oh yeah, I'm a dumb fuck. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But if you were a man, that's what you would do instead of repeatedly threatening me. That's what a coward does. A coward doesn't sit here and take calls and comments from all comers. 917-830-4359. You can comment now. You'll see it over there. There's a little blank spot if you're watching the stream. That's where the comments show up. If you want to comment, I'll see it. Everybody else will see it. We're live. We're live on several different platforms. I can't go back and edit this shit. Would a coward do that? I challenge anybody. To call in and talk to me. I kind of wish you would. I got cotton mouth, and I'm tired of talking. I've lost my train of thought now. Okay, yes. So we've got a new whistleblower. So that was breaking as I was starting to get ready to do the show. I got a period a couple hours before the show goes on that I've got my like prep period. And that's when this was breaking. That's why I hadn't read it yet. It says that he faced retaliation. Well, of course he faced retaliation. That has been the pattern over and over and over again within the Trump administration. I'm just tired. I'm tired. Can we please get rid of him? Just so it goes back to being a little boring. I'm still going to pay attention. I'm still going to be as fervent as ever. I'm probably going to be even more fervent once Joe Biden is elected. Now, and here's the thing, and that's one of the I cannot stress this enough. Joe Biden is going to get the most votes. That's like an irrefutable fact at this point. Will he be our president or not come this time next year? And just the fact that I'm uttering those words should send chills down your fucking spine. I'm no Joe Biden fan. I'm not going to vote for him. I hope he wins. Good luck with that. He doesn't want me. He didn't make an appeal to me. His policies aren't directed at me to get me to turn out. What his policies are directed at is getting to peel off just the slither enough of the Republican support that he needs to unseat Donald Trump so that the status quo can continue. So that those in power with money can continue to extort from the citizens. This was always about stopping Bernie. The Democrats would rather lose to Trump than for Bernie to win. And the reason why is because if Bernie had won, the entire DNC and the Democratic apparatus, all the contractors, all the PR firms, all the lawyers that the DNC uses, the little money pit that circulates around the party, and all the pundits that get rich off of it, they would lose their gravy train. They don't lose it if they're still the ones running the party. That's why that fight was so important. That's why all their resources went into that. They don't care about beating Trump. That's the reason why there's stories about how Trump is knocking on 1 million doors a day and Joe Biden is knocking on 0. That's what that's about. It has nothing to do with knocking on doors, because the people that Joe Biden is appealing to try to win, he don't need to knock on their fucking doors. He is hoping that he peels off enough suburban support from the lawyer, upper middle class types that tend to vote Republican. He's betting that they are disgusted with Donald Trump's antics and the circus that's been going on, and that he will peel off enough of their support to be able to win. That's why he doesn't give a shit about my vote. Because that gravy train can continue. That's what it's all about. Fucking Diamond and Silk. What do you got going on? Clearly there's not room for me. You don't have anything going on here. Chatdit.com. What the fuck is that shit? Jim Crow Joe. That was last time we watched Diamond and Silk. I don't know when they dropped that. Like, it was a new one to me when they said it, and I was like, Jim Crow Joe. That's so fucking funny, because it's true. Like, it's an honest critique, and that's another one of the things that, like, I'm so fucking tired of defending the Democratic Party. I want to go back to attacking the Democratic Party. That's why I want Joe Biden to win, because I want to go back to fucking making fun of Democrats, making fun of liberals. Because they're more fun. They're smart. See, right-wingers are morons. Absolute fucking morons. Jay didn't have a goddamn clue what he was talking about last night. So it's not fun to argue with him because he can't put up a goddamn argument. And then they get really pissed off and they threaten to kill me. When I make fun of liberals, they don't threaten to kill me. I will give them that. But right-wingers are morons and they can't take it. They can't take you mocking them. And they want to call you a snowflake, because that's, man, like, I think he even threw out a snowflake. I know he threw out triggered multiple times. Even like a couple of gifs of triggered. Called me triggered. Like, you saw the messages I got from him. That motherfucker is triggered. He blocked me immediately after the show, or during the show. Like, I went to, like, post it on the threads that he had been commenting on. I guess he didn't realize that, like, I have multiple Facebook accounts. So, his people saw it. Hopefully one of his friends will be calling in here any minute. If you'd like to call in, 917-830-4359. Yeah, I slipped into the that's called jock mouth. When you do the like your 70s radio jock. I slipped into the jock mouth there for 84359. I like to do that sometimes because I grew up on old school radio. I subscribe to XM because I love radio. I love fucking radio. And that's another thing is people talk about the liberal media. Fuck you. Liberal media my ass. Why am I broadcasting from my living room? Because I had to save up enough money to buy the fucking equipment to broadcast from my living room. Because my 20-year career in the broadcasting business has all been about, like, not letting me be a fucking leftist broadcaster. The thing that, like, I'm destined to fucking be. I can talk about politics for hours intelligently. But there's a talk radio station down the street. I had interviews over there. You know what they told me? We can't sell advertising on you. We can't sell advertising on you. And it's not that they can't sell advertising. That's not it. They can sell advertising on me. They just have to work. They have to go find specific local places that would support my kind of content. They can't sell McDonald's, car lots, easy fucking shit. Shit that they can sit on their ass and make money on. No. And that's the reason why the media is in the shape it's in. They have robust sales departments and just fucking production departments that bare fucking bones. Work to death. When you read stories that a local station has done online, it was almost certainly written by an overworked, fresh out of college reporter that is doing the best they can. I can't stand going down through local news media and seeing people, oh, this liberal agenda, the liberal media. I can't fucking stand it. Because most of these kids, they don't even fucking know what you're talking liberal agenda. You're talking some kind of conspiracy nonsense they're not even aware of. They're doing the best they fucking can, straight out of college, underpaid. It wouldn't surprise me if like a fucking reporter in a less than top 100 market is making like 18, 17 grand a year, maybe. Wouldn't shock me one bit. They take hell in the comment sections. Liberal fucking agenda, my ass. These kids don't know anything about a fucking liberal agenda. They've been indoctrinated into the capitalistic fucking bullshit. They've been to business school and shit. They don't fucking know what you're talking about. And all these people are getting their shit from right-wing fucking media. That's the fucking crazy part of it, is they talk about a liberal agenda, but the only reason they're saying liberal agenda is because they've been listening to Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Jesse Lee Peterson, all those motherfuckers over there on the right that are in lockstep saying the same goddamn thing across the same goddamn shows that's fucking amplified by multiple fucking sites sharing it out across every goddamn platform saturated with ad buys. They spend so much money amplifying right-wing voices. They drown out left-wing voices. And these people have been convinced they're the fucking victims. Right-wingers are goddamn morons. They live in a fantasy world. And they're like driving us off a cliff right now. It's sad. Speaking of driving us off a cliff, that's a good transition. Topic that I have not talked about very much on this show is climate change. Just because we've had so much stuff going on, but we've got a couple different stories that really illustrate the incredibly dire situation that we are facing, as a human race. Like, I'm not exactly optimistic about what we got going on here, so we're gonna go. I think this is a now this video. This is Denver, Wednesday to Thursday. Wait, is today Thursday? It's Wednesday. This is from yesterday. I'm confused now. Was this last week? What's going on? This is from last year.
I was so surprised. I expected to wake up to like sunshine, and I woke up, looked out the window because we didn't have
this
like
is
our
the video
blinds
of
up, and
last
we're
year.
like,
But the same thing happened today and yesterday. It was another like 60-degree flip. I'm so sorry. I got that video because I thought it was video of yesterday and today, or Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday. Fuck, I don't know. I have no concept of time as it is. Okay? It's amazing. Okay, I do have a concept of time, but it's at like 30 seconds in a minute from being in broadcasting for 20 years. I feel 30 seconds. I can talk for 30 seconds like boom, right on the dot. I can feel a minute. I know how to feel a fucking, like literally, I can feel a minute vamping. Because I've been in broadcasting for so long. Other than that, like days, I have no clue what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I've had a hard time getting it straight what time a fucking show comes on. Everything to me was the other day. Now, hopefully, I feel bad because I don't have video of Colorado Tuesday to Wednesday, which had the 60 plus drop. The same thing happened that was in the video that we just saw, but this is indeed San Francisco this afternoon. That's wild. Watch that shit again. This is from the fires in California. So we got fire there. We got snowstorms in Colorado. Part of Colorado's on fire too. There is no denying what's going on with climate change. Now, idiots will try to argue, oh, there's no global warming because it's cold some days. Now, what climate change means is that we're going to see more severe events as it goes on. We're going to see more severe forest fires. Yeah, I've seen people talk about how it's because of the floor of the forest and they don't clean. That's part of it. The proper maintenance of the forest floor. So it was one of the things that the natives did. Controlled burns. That is part of the problem. But everything that we're experiencing is exacerbated by climate change. And it's just going to get worse exponentially on itself. That's why I'm glad I don't have children. I can't believe you dumb motherfuckers keep bringing kids into the world. They ain't gonna be like a world here very much longer, and if there is, they're gonna be Mad Maxing it up in here. It's gonna be worse than Mad Max. I wrote a movie a few years back called The United States of Walmart. It was kind of like it was going to be my take on 1984, but it was a fascist utopia where Walmart was in charge of everything. Because that's where I saw things going. But we are in for a shit show. We're in for a shit show come 55 days from now, 56 days from now, something like that. I'll get a countdown clock going. So we have a countdown to the election. By the way, I might stream all night on the election. I'll probably live stream the debates. If we even have debates. If we have debates, I will live stream them and I will give you my thoughts on Biden and Trump. I will say something about these debates. I'm sure that they will get insane ratings. Everyone in this country wants to watch those two old senile fucking men blabber on at each other. Those two fucking gaff machines. I'm cracking myself up just thinking about the fucking fun we're gonna have. Oh shit. Please let there be debates. Will Joe Biden do well in a debate? That's the question. Everybody knows what they're getting with Trump. Like he's not gonna do good. He's gonna be Trump. But what will Joe Biden do well, and will he do well against Trump? I hope Trump frustrates him, and I hope Joe Biden threatens him. I hope Joe Biden goes right-wing moron on him. Be all, corn pop, I'm gonna take you out back. Please let that happen. I do believe that Joe Biden will get frustrated. That's gonna be if I was a Joe Biden handler going into the debate, that's the one thing I would want to be sure. And that's one of the things that I coach myself on doing the show, is that right wingers think they won when they get you pissed off. Because that was one of the first times I ever did a stream debate. Vin and Sori, I believe is their names. They had me on, and I shouldn't have done it. I did it like they were like, "Oh, we're streaming now. Come on now. I shouldn't have done it. I should have done it on my terms when I was ready. It's like I just got home. I wasn't high. I was hungry. I was already like in a cranky mood anyway. The motherfuckers started pulling their right-wing bullshit on me. Their rhetorical fucking tricks, and I got incredibly frustrated. Just started yelling at them, calling them dumb fucks, because of course I did. Because that's what I do. I call people dumb fucks. It's a shame Facebook doesn't let me call people dumb fucks anymore. And then a guy yesterday was like, "Seems like you just did." Yeah, motherfucker. Way to pick up on the whole, way I had to say it a certain way in order to call you a dumb fuck. Jesus Christ, these people. They are fucking morons. Right-wingers are morons. I'm not even sure. I think you can see. I've never watched the show on a phone. Maybe you can't see, but the flag behind me is the design from the t-shirt down below. The right-wingers are morons that you can get at the freaking store. The freaking shop. I'm sorry, I called it the wrong thing. We gotta get that synergy in our brand going. That's what I'm not a marketing person. If there's any women out there with a marketing background that find me attractive, hey, come here and run my shit. I'll let you take over my life and my checkbook. Probably won't let you move in. I like being able to tell people to get the fuck out. But you can run my life and my business if you want. We can both make some money. Because if it's up to me, I'm just going to play video games all fucking day. I don't give a shit. I like taking phone calls from idiot-ass right-wingers, but putting in the work for, a few weeks or a few months to get people calling in on a regular basis, I need somebody to come run my business. So, one of the big stories today, while I'm not a broke ass, and coming to work for me would be a fantastic business opportunity for someone out there, the Trump campaign, however, seems to be in a little bit different of a situation. According to Business Insider here, the campaign has reportedly squandered most of the $1.1 billion it has raised. They squandered $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion. So what they pulled their ad buys during the RNC. And I thought it was like a strategic remessaging thing. No, they don't have the fucking campaign money to be able to run the ads. And one of the things that they've been spending money on was fucking Trump's legal defense. Even the RNC has been chipping in on it, because that's how Trump has just poisoned the Republican Party, to where that the interests of the party are now intertwined with the interests of this fucking criminal ass president. Amazingly enough, they have an ad next to the story we're reading. So they pulled a lot of their advertising, but ironically, there's an ad next to. And this is smart, guys. If you've ever noticed this, where they've got the how would you rate the president's job performance? Don't fall for that. I know you're tempted to want to tell him that he's a fucking piece of shit, But you know what's going to happen? You're going to get signed up for a list. They're going to have all your information. And at the end of it, you're not going to be able to submit it because they're going to want a fucking donation before you can submit it. I know this because I've tried to give them a piece of my mind. So don't ever answer their surveys. You will see them pop up all over the place. Another one of the things that the campaign was spending money on was advertising in Washington, D.C. Now, why would you spend advertising money in Washington, D.C.? Why would you buy ads for President Trump in Washington, D.C.? Because D.C. is most definitely not going to vote for Trump. You know why you buy ads for Trump in Washington, D.C.? Because you're stroking the big baby's fucking ego, so that he can see it when he watches the news. They wasted money on advertising just to appease the big man baby. This is literally Joe Biden's election to lose. That's another thing, guys. It was Hillary's to lose in 2016, and the Democrats are so fucking bad that, yes, she managed to fuck it up and lose. Once again, this is Joe Biden's election to lose, and arguably he's sitting prettier and in a better position than Hillary Clinton was. Now, the polls are roughly the same that they were, but Biden is better in the battleground states. So now, they have fired Brad Parscale. That's the Trump campaign manager. That's the guy that's pictured there doing the white supremacist. In case you don't know, this is WP, white power. I know that, and that's another thing with Nazi symbolism. They want to take over things that are innocuous because it's how they get their. So he's doing the thing. He's referencing something that's very prominent on right-wing Chan boards. This WP, that's how they signal to themselves. But then they have the culpable deniability to be able to say, oh no, that's just, the circle game. Or that's just the okay. Because that's how Nazis operate. They co-op innocuous symbols. They co-op innocuous movements like Save the Children. I swear, why? Cats, get down away from the electronics. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. I need a producer to be able to do something with these goddamn cats. Get down. Oh, now he's giving me a fucking look and sticking out his tongue. He's an asshole. I love him though. He's so cool. The asshole cat. Like he is such a fucking asshole. But he does the funniest things. Like he'll go over and just look at the wall and just, like, why are you doing that, dude? He'll lay here like right in the middle of the floor with his belly spread. It's like, you're so cool. I'm sorry. Oh, Jay! Remember he was talking about my, was this the cat one? No. There we go. A cat boy. I'm a cat boy. What does that even mean? He multiple times accused me of fucking my cats. What? Right-wingers just trip me out with the things they think about. I would have never in a million years accused somebody of being a cat fucker. That just would have never crossed my mind. Why, they're always talking about pedophiles and fucking things. Oh shit. We got a call. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. Live. What's going on?
Not much.
Not much.
How's it going?
Hold on, let me turn you up a little bit. It's going well. How's it going with you, my friend?
Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good.
Awesome.
Everything going good there?
I'm glad to hear it. What'd you say?
Is everything going good there?
I can't complain too much. I've had some people threaten me today, but you know that happens. comes with the territory.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
Have you been threatened a few times?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Today?
A few times. Not today, no. But I've been called all kinds of stuff. I've been called a skinhead, even though I'm Puerto Rican. So.
Were you born in Puerto Rico?
No, I was born in California.
Oh, but you're of Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah. My dad was Navy, stuff like that, and then mom, military baby.
Okay, I feel you. So what you got on your mind tonight, man?
Not much. Yeah, I'm just I messaged you a couple minutes ago to chit chat with you. I just got out of the gym and stuff, so.
Oh, it's before. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Do you do a show as well?
I do not. Nah, I just try to learn as much as I can.
Okay,
honestly.
okay. I was made aware of like a circle of people, and I know like there's a couple of guys that do shows in your friends, right?
Yeah. I think pretty much the Panda podcast or Pencat, or I forgot what it's called.
But there's another guy with like a beard or something, right?
Yeah, Catch.
All right. Well, I'm glad to talk to you guys. I'm sorry your friend got mad at me last night. I really am. I'm sorry to keep picking on him tonight.
It happens. Sometimes political gets super emotional.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah. yeah. Both sides sometimes just kind of go nuts.
I try to keep my cool. I think I do a good job.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can work, and as long as people can try to keep cool heads, and they can make some progress.
All right, so I want to know: are you voting for Trump? You don't have to answer if that's a personal question. I understand, but
well, I mean, personally, yeah. But there's the way I would look at him would be a little bit different than the way some people like the left or you yourself would look at him. You know, I'm looking at such as the human trafficking issues and the issues with the kids, things like that. I looked at
he just wished a human trafficker well the other day, man.
Say again?
He was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell the other day, and he wished her well. He was friends with Epstein,
Yeah, does some stupid stuff. But other than that,
that's a pretty big deal. That's not an other than that kind of thing.
Well, more of, I'm trying to put it.
Wait.
I think that was more of wish her well with of things going on. But I think there was a lot more.
On the same day, he was asked about a civil rights leader, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about him. He wasn't nice to me." But then he's like, "Oh, I wish her well to a sex trafficker." It's kind of weird, man. Don't you think that?
Yeah. The what's his name? The congressman that had passed away.
Yeah, John Lewis.
I think that was who he was talking about. I mean, shouldn't bad talk people like that, but I mean, compared to then, I think he's talking a little better. He can still use a lot of work with the way he speaks and stuff like that. But I also think there's a lot of things on the background that have been going on, because as soon as she got arrested and the New York I guess AG or prosecutor was removed, and since then they've been getting all of these points of human trafficking. Like they caught 73 2 days ago. They released 73 women they found. They had they went to a port and got another 100 or so girls and stuff like that. And and it even goes into the border and stuff. There's little it's about a little graphic, but I mean there's little 8-year-old boys who will pull down their pants and they'll stick their penis through the fence to have someone suck it and stuff like that. And then little girls will be pregnant. They'll be like 11 years old crossing the border from traffickers and rapists and things. I mean,
what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Well, look, the whole trafficking system.
Okay. First of all, like, let's correct one thing. Most sexual abuse of children happens by family members. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, it's like creepy fucking uncles. It's people that are connected through their church. A lot of preachers. That's where most of the abuse of children goes on. You're aware of that, correct?
Yeah, I think it was more Catholic that was doing that, and they did.
No. About 1,000 preachers are arrested every year. It's a Baptist thing. You can look it up. You're from East Tennessee. There was a pastor in like Abington that was arrested like the end of last year, and they had moved him. They knew that he was a child molester, and they moved him around. Man, like it is not just the Catholic Church. Do not try to paint it as that. It is all churches.
Yeah,
and of course it is, because when you give, it attracts people, because one, when you're doing things based on faith, like a motherfucker doesn't have to prove himself to go into a church. He just has to say he believes in Jesus. Any slick talking motherfucker can become a pastor. I could have been a pastor if I wanted to. So it attracts sociopaths that want to diddle children anyway. So like if you're concerned with trafficking and issues of children, like I would direct your attention at the church.
Well, I mean, and all of it combined would be put into that. And if there are more individuals in the church that are doing that, then yes, they need to be put on check real fast. But in a whole, like even those like coming in through the southern border or kidnaps from the U.S. and stuff, even all the other stuff, that all needs to be cracked down on. And there's just been more of it since she's been arrested. But again, goes back to the whole situation. I think there's more behind the scenes than we actually hear or see with her. But
that's possible. I mean, that's absolutely possible.
Yeah. So, I think
like, you're telling me that Donald Trump is good on the issue of human trafficking, and I'm telling you Donald Trump is probably a human trafficker.
I don't think he would be. There's one of the women from Epstein's Island had already come out and said that he didn't or anything.
I can show you the court papers where she said that he did, and then that she withdrew it because she feared for her life.
Yeah, you'd have to send me that, because I didn't hear anything about that. I just knew that she went on record saying that he didn't do anything like that, but she had seen him before.
It usually pops right up. It's one of those that I have to keep pulling up all the time.
Yeah.
Donald Trump rape lawsuit. It's on. Like I gotta have a different product.
Yeah, there's. I know there was a couple of lawsuits and things like that, but
absolutely, because he has this pattern where he's multiple times made comments about how he wants to fuck his daughter. He's made comments about how I'd be dating her to like a 12-year-old. He went in and went into the back of the beauty pageant with the teenagers when they were naked and shit. Like Donald Trump is an absolute fucking creep. So if you care about the issue of child trafficking, I don't think Trump is your guy. I think he is a trafficker.
I mean, there's other things there, based on different things. Like I didn't hear all of that, and then even if that was the case, during the time he was a New York Democrat. I mean,
whoa! He's a con man. First of all, he's whatever he needs to be to fucking get ahead. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, he was a registered Democrat until
he's a con man.
2000 something.
Yeah, everybody in Pikeville, Kentucky is a registered Democrat, but they're all fucking hard right wingers, right? What you're registered doesn't mean anything.
No.
I was registered Republican most of my adult life.
Yeah, I'm more like libertarian on.
Oh, libertarians are the dumbest.
With some conservative stuff like national debt stuff, like all that needs to be cut real fast, but.
No, it doesn't. You don't know anything about economics. Like the debt is how we have a fractured reserve system. Debt is literally the money we send out to people. Do you know who we're in debt to? Ourselves.
China.
Ourselves.
Currently,
China owns like 12%, 13% of our debt. It's insignificant. We're in debt to ourselves. Debt is the money. Okay, the legal tender, do you know what that is? The dollar bill that's in your pocket. That's debt, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how that's created?
It was back when it was supposed to be based on how much.
Well, it's not back when. We were in a fractured reserve banking system. A bank just made that money out of fucking thin air and then loaned it out because the Federal Reserve told them to.
I think the Federal Reserve needs to be cut out also. It just needs to be back into the main government system, so it can have actual oversight and we can actually vote people in to control how it's being done.
Hey, I'm all about like fucking sending some bankers to the guillotine. I fucking hate bankers, man.
I think it would help us a lot, and it would pretty much the interest accrued by the Federal Reserve would be cut. Because it'd be our own government that we're already paying to be in control of it.
Well, I mean, the interest is the money in circulation, right? Like, that's what I was saying. The debt, like, represents the dollar in your pocket. I agree with you that the system needs to be reformed. I'm not sure that you know enough about the system to be able to give policy prescriptions.
No, I'm not by no means economic anything.
I'm not either. Like I don't want to pretend that I do, but I think I have a little bit better grip on it.
Yeah. Like, Federal Reserve and stuff like that needs to be cut out and put back into the main system. And I think there should be less like regulations on a lot of businesses. But
absolutely not, man. Okay, so let me.
Well,
there's
the reason.
So there's the old adage, man, that like if there's a rule, there's something that happened to cause that rule. You know, like a rule's a rule for a reason, and that's the same thing with regulations. Like people don't just like come up with nonsense regulations for no reason.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying take all the regulations away. I'm more like get rid of a lot of the regulations and redefine the proper regulations. So you have less regulation with proper pinpointing of very specific things.
Like what? Give me a very specific thing. Give me a regulation you would get rid of.
Let's see. Honestly, I'm not business savvy, so I don't know all the. Just name a couple of random. And I'll give you my opinion on it.
Oh, I don't know. You're the one that was making. You were the one that was making the claim.
Well, my understanding is that some of for instance, right now the payroll tax.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do reform like that or whatever for now, until we can get back on our feet.
Well, that's a very specific thing that they're trying to privatize Social Security. They're trying to attack the payroll tax in order to make Social Security insolvent so that they can sell it out.
Well, I don't agree with that because I mean, granted, we are we are a mixed economy with some social programs. We do need to redefine our social programs and make them better.
Man, have you ever tried to go get government assistance?
Yeah, I'm disabled vet, so I'm guaranteed if I need.
Okay, it's a little bit different, different then, but like.
Yeah, so I do know a lot of people who are under the poverty line and things like that. So I know some of the things that they've had to go and do, and like the housing, I think it's a good idea, but I want for instance, if a woman has a kid and things like that, we need to make sure that they can be safe and clean. But the problem with that is there's some people who continue to do drugs and things, so we need to find a way to keep those individuals separate and maybe a different type of housing or something that could be for them so they could be policed better, or in something to separate them from these people. It would save money on HUD in the long run.
I think just giving people houses without condition would save money, and I think we have proof of that.
Yeah. I think we could do better with the housing and stuff. I don't think giving someone a house would be the right way, but I do believe.
I don't like your assertion that poor people just do drugs and shit. The statistics show that poor people do drugs at way lower rates than the average society. Because they're poor and drugs are expensive.
No. Because a lot of them may not, but I know quite a few that do.
I don't like those personal anecdotes, man. That's what we got into with Jay last night. That's not cool.
Yeah, but not every single one of them, but there are a percentage that do overall.
Very, very, very small. What was like they did the drug testing of food stamps in Florida, and didn't it come back to be like a fucking 1% or something? Way less than the normal society, and it cost them more to administer the test than they saved from kicking people off the rolls. It was a disaster. You don't test people. I don't give a shit if somebody's doing drugs. Who cares? I want to give them treatment. I want to remove that stigma from drugs so that people aren't fucking afraid to come out and seek treatment when they need it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only thing is like with public benefits, I think there should be a different way with it.
Nah. Okay. Well, so
now,
here's the thing.
As for the drug thing, I agree. You should be able to like help push people to want to get better and help them in their own way. I think marijuana should be completely federally, just like, okay, here.
I'll hit to that, man.
Yeah, so, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Hit another one for me. Toke.
But here's what I'm saying. Like, if you give poor people money, it's better for you and me. It puts money back into the economy. I don't care if they're doing drugs or not. They're going out and they're spending money at fucking at Arby's, and they're going to the local grocery store and shit. Like, fucking...
But I think that could only be a temporary fix, because some people would become dependent on it.
How about we quit worrying about people being dependent on that and worry about the big corporations that are fucking robbing us blind?
I agree with you on that. I think there should be some changes to like the way the corporate.
Then why was that not your priority? Why did you not want to talk about fucking? Because you talked about lifting regulations, but that's what corporations mean when they talk about lifting regulations. Yeah. They want more ways to fuck you.
Well, I want more redefined regulations. That way, for instance, like California. California just recently said that there must be a woman.
Disco rat.
Disco rat.
Oh, so we somebody commented.
Like California, it was that is mandatory for businesses to have a woman on their CEO board or whatever. Even if they're like whatever, like government should not be into something like that. Now I think the next one is from California. There must be a colored individual.
You say the government shouldn't be in something like that, but just the existence of a corporation is a government entity. The government created that corporation.
Well, to me, it's more of like the people created. Like
no. Like it's a government entity. You have to apply to be a corporation. It's a government designation. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah. I mean, but
you have to meet certain requirements, so the government can put restrictions on what you can do. I don't know that that's a thing. I'd never heard that about the women on the board, but like, even if that is a thing, it doesn't sound unreasonable to me.
Well, I don't think that it should be that, because I don't believe government should tell any kind of corporation like that. But I do believe that there should be more. But a
corporation exists to serve society, so the government should indeed be able to tell a corporation what it can do.
Okay, then what about the individuals who created the business that created the corporation?
What about them?
So it was the people who supported that individual who made it big enough to become a corporation.
I'm sure they were properly compensated for that. I don't understand what the issue is.
It's like, for instance, like Colonel Sanders. He created his little thing in Kentucky, and seasonings, all this, and then over time built more.
I'm from Kentucky, right? Just right down the road from the first KFC.
Oh man, so good. Went to that museum when I was in Louisville. It's so good. But I mean, just things like that. I think, I just think they need to be more redefined on.
I'm pretty sure Colonel Sanders didn't like the actual corporation that took over.
No, he didn't.
Exactly. No. Like, corporations become fucking evil, dude. Like, don't take the side of corporations.
No, I mean, I'm with you. I think there should be some regulations. I mean, that's
we should regulate the shit out. We should tax the shit out of them. They're the ones all the wear and tear on our roads that comes from commerce, so we should tax the fucking people that are doing the commerce, right?
Mm-hmm. Say that one more time.
Okay, so the wear and tear on our roads and our infrastructure that comes from the commerce, right?
Yeah.
So big companies, Amazon is responsible for far more of the wear and tear on the roads right?
Sure.
So they should have to pay way more to maintain our roads. And they're being subsidized by the government. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't think they should be subsidized.
No, they absolutely should.
Especially right now, because, I mean, because of everything forcibly being closed down in certain places, they're making more money because no one can go to a mom and pop store.
Exactly. I never order from Amazon. I've ordered from Amazon the last couple months just because, like, there's some shit you need. I couldn't get fucking spray disinfectant for a little while. I had to order it from Amazon.
Yeah. But I think that's partially due to local.
Well, let's tax Amazon. Let's fucking put Jeff Bezos' head in the guillotine. See, you're a leftist, man. You want to come on over to our side. Right wingers are morons. You don't want to be on that side.
I'm more liberty, liberty minded.
We're the liberty, man. That's what I keep arguing. If we give everybody health care and education, you give everybody college, paid for from K to doctorate, and you give everybody health care, you will see so much innovation. You will see people invest into small businesses because it's keeping you chained to these giant corporations because they're the ones that can offer you health care at the moment.
I personally don't believe in giving people the health care.
Why not? Do you know it's so much cheaper?
But I do think there should be
single payer option. Single payer produces better results for everybody, and it does it cheaper.
Well, California, when they tried to do that, it was going to double their debt, so they decided not to do so because it was actually negatively impacting their entire economy.
I have no clue what you're talking about, but every study has said that we would save money.
It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Like 22 fucking different studies, including like the conservative Heritage Foundation, found that Medicare for All would save us money.
I don't see it.
Every other country does it. Every other country. Every other country spends less on healthcare and produces better results.
I don't really think it does.
It does.
We can agree to disagree.
No, I have the data.
We have better innovation currently.
No, we don't. We do not. Cuba is one of the most innovative countries on the planet because we fucking barricaded them out. They're one of the most innovative healthcare systems. Google that after you get off of here with me. Cuba is one of the most innovative healthcare systems on the planet.
Yeah,
that is true. Google it after you get off of here with me.
I mean, I'll Google it and stuff, but
you're going to find out it's true.
I have a couple of people from the military that would.
I don't give a shit what your personal anecdotes say.
Yeah,
Google it. It's true.
Okay. Yeah, I'll Google it at the time.
Yeah, because it's true.
But I personally don't
waste so much money.
But I do think that there should be a public option for those under a specific point. That way they can do a low buy-in or a free buy-in for a public option for those who are extremely
Why are you so obsessed with wanting to keep the insurance industry? Like when you buy drugs, do you want to go through a middleman? When you go buy pot, do you want a middleman?
Well, I mean, dispensary sometimes.
No. I'm saying back in the black market. If you're sending somebody with your money to go buy pot, do you want a middleman? You don't want a middleman. You want to go to the right guy because the middleman is either going to take some of your money, going to take some of your pot, or both, right?
Yeah.
That's what an insurance company is. It's a middleman. It's an unnecessary middleman because the government can do it and do it better. And do you know how insurance works?
You pay in, they do negotiations with the actual companies.
It is cheaper the more people that are in the pool. Okay, so the more people in the pool, the more it disperses risks and makes it cheaper on everybody. So the cheapest way to go about it is to do single payer. And then the single payer is able to negotiate for lower prices because they have leverage. That's simple economics.
I don't see it because competition.
But that's true. What I just said is a fact, dude. It's not about competition. Competition doesn't. One, you can't have competition in the healthcare industry because you can't open it up to go across state lines because each state has different regulations. So I
think they should open it up,
but you can't because each state has different regulations. So like, even if you did open it up, Blue Cross Blue Shield isn't going to go into other markets because it's not profitable for them. You don't understand. And it shouldn't be a matter of economics on what's profitable on providing people health care anyway. It should be a service we all have access to. And I presented you a way that we can do it cheaper and more efficiently. Every other industrialized country that has single payer produces better results than we do. That is a fact. Look up the World Health Organization.
Yeah, but they also buy from us for medical because we do have better things.
We buy medical supplies from China. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, we buy like masks and things like that, and then of course we need to bring back all of our medication stuff for like penicillin and all that. Of course, we need all that, or at least a percentage of it back to be independent on ourselves. Personally, I mean that would create more economic solutions here.
But my point, beyond the fact that it would be cheaper on everybody and produce better results, and that's World Health Organization numbers back that up for me. Beyond that, it frees up people. Like so many people are stuck at jobs because they want to keep their benefits. It's not even about the pay. How many jobs? Okay, you're a vet, but you know people that go to jobs and hold those jobs just because they want to keep their benefits, right?
Yeah.
That's not even about the pay. That they could go get paid better somewhere else, but they're going to lose their medical care that they need. You know those people, right?
I know a couple, yeah, but not like anything major.
Not about, man, typically. I can't, like, I would have made so many different decisions in my career if I'd had health care. I would have took so much more risk. Like, I'm taking risk now. I don't have health care at the moment. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
I'm 100% independent right now. I'm taking a huge fucking risk. I would have took this risk a hell of a lot sooner in my career if I'd had health care. So my argument to you is that if you provide health care to everybody, it will spur innovation.
I just don't see it spurring the proper innovation needed. Because, like I said, I've looked through.
What do you mean needed?
Like California
what does needed
trying
mean?
To implement this. What do you mean? Of course, we need more innovations and things like that. We have what? We have.
We don't need anything. Society just functions to serve us.
We have, medical who can create a heart out of cells, like even like from stem cells and things like that. They'll create a heart of the person, same DNA, same genetic thing with less risk of rejection. All those are spurred from what our current system is, but if they don't have any access to be able to research and develop, I mean,
research and development comes from the government. Okay, but we have a commenter wants me to ask you a question. Not some, most.
Yeah.
Okay, so commenter wants me to ask, how are you forming your opinion? Are you doing research? Where's your knowledge coming from? He's asking.
Oh, I mean, I try to watch some CNN. I do Temple. I do a little bit of Fox News. They've been kind of, I don't do
Temple's
NPR
an
or
idiot.
anything like that.
Temple's a complete and total fucking idiot. CNN, a whole bunch of fucking idiots. Like fucking.
Nah, I really can't. I really just don't like CNN very much.
Well, don't fucking. Okay, well, CNN is like corporatist news network. That's what you should look at them. They're doing what they can to make the most money that they can. They want to offend the least amount of people possible, and by trying to offend the least amount of people possible, they do shitty journalism and offend everybody.
Daily Mail, UK.
Yeah, Daily Mail is pretty shitty too.
There's multiple UK stuff like that. I also do Japan Times. I'm from the Philippines. I can't remember what the name is. My son,
I would
family sends it to me.
I would like to encourage you to please continue following me and my media, and hopefully I can get you into the ecosystem, and we can get you some better information, man. Because I think you're being propagandized, and I think you and I need to come together and fight those forces that are against us.
I mean, with everything else, I voted Obama the first time.
I would have voted for Obama a third time, man.
After
that's a joke from Get Out, dude. I didn't even vote for Obama, so.
Yeah, so I voted for him the first time, and that when he got voted, I didn't vote for him the second time because of the last couple of years, and then that last bit was just
last couple of years. What are you talking about? Awful.
The second term was just kind of
You know, he presided over like record
downturned.
GDP growth and fucking.
No, I'll admit that he started getting the recovery and stuff like that towards the end, but it was just.
No, I mean, like, he is responsible for the recovery. That is, the data shows that 100%. Like, I'm not a Democrat. I am no fan of Obama. I called him deporting drone strike. That was my nickname for Obama during the Obama era.
I could not stand the fact that he just drone strike people, and then he drone strike kids, like militant age kids, and just said they were militants. Like, nah.
Well, I mean, it's just a continuation of normal U.S. imperialist policy. He just did it with fucking drones instead of like fucking bombers. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then I didn't like it when Trump did the initial strike, and now he's trying to pull troops out, which I like, because I don't want a lot of war and stuff like that. But then you have both left and right trying to pull their thing to keep military in everywhere he's at, and he's still trying to pull more.
Well, it's a military-industrial complex, and that's one thing. Trump actually said it the other day. I almost pulled the clip for the show. He actually talked about they just want to keep the wars going to keep the bomb manufacturers in business. I'm like, yeah, finally Trump said something that's true.
Yeah, and then again, that's another reason why I like Trump. He's more trying to be more of a peacetime kind of guy. And
I don't think
he got
that's
Israel
true.
And UAE He got Israel and UAE to come to an agreement, and now other countries are following suit to maybe, hopefully, get a peacetime in the Middle East. But we'll see how it goes. I don't think it'll last long, but it's a good start.
If anything happens, that certainly wasn't Trump, and I am very worried about one. I'm no fan of Israel, first of all. So
well, I mean.
They're
doing a lot of marijuana studies.
They are one of the worst offenders in terms of humanitarian efforts in the world.
I would disagree with you on that.
China, no. They fucking shot a doctor just a couple years ago. They're horrible
China
people.
Literally has
what they are doing in apartheid Israel to the Palestinians is fucking horrendous.
I think it's the government of Palestine. It's because they're terrorists.
But, you, they're terrorists. If you were a Palestinian, you would probably look at it as you're a fucking freedom fighter fighting for the land that somebody else came in and stole from you.
But they were trying to make a deal for peace.
But why is there a deal? It's their fucking land. You understand that, right? Why would they make a deal? The fact that they were even making a deal shows that they were willing to compromise. But then fucking Britain, do you know the story of how all this came together exactly? Britain created this mess.
Well, I mean, there was a place for the Jews and stuff, and then they made a deal with Egypt.
There was a place where people already were, and then Britain is like, oh, come on, we'll take this land right here. It never belonged to the Jewish people.
I'd have to look into it more.
Yeah, see, that's your thing. You keep talking about things you don't know what you're talking about. That's why I had to say right wingers are morons, because you came on here and you've been so sure of yourself, and I've had to no, man, that's not right, and chip away, man. It's frustrating for somebody like me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the stuff that I've basically said was the California about the single payer, that was done in 2014 or 16, no, 17.
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but
for the single payer doing into actually creating a single payer system. California was actually moving it into their assembly to make it law, but after they come through the budget, they realized that it was going to double, almost triple their entire budget. It was years ago, so I couldn't honestly tell you, but I remember seeing the system.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I mean, I can go with that, because if I can remember the site that it had, because I can't remember the
okay, here we go.
This is from.
It's on the screen right now. This is from February of 2020. Oh, that's an ad. Sorry, you might not have been able to hear this. 22 studies agree Medicare for all saves money. One of those studies was done by the Heritage Foundation, which is incredibly conservative. 22 studies agree Medicare for all saves money. So I don't know what you're talking about with California, but it's also a state system. Remember, I told you, everybody in the pool is cheaper. Everybody in America would be an easier thing to accomplish than doing it on a state level.
I just don't see it with.
I'm sorry you don't see it. You're wrong.
I mean, we can agree to disagree. I mean,
no,
that's all good.
I'm right. There's no agree to disagree. I've got it on the fucking screen. That's why I have to just resort to calling right-wingers morons, because none of you will ever fucking admit anything.
No, I mean, I can change my mind as proper, stuff like that.
22 studies agree Medicare for all saves money. Change your mind.
Yeah, it's studies, but I mean, there was an actual trying in California to get it into law. They were going to include all illegals and everybody above, and then
you even admitted that you don't even know what you're talking about. I hate to have to go over here and Google, because I'm ready to wrap the show up. It's about my dinner time, but I'd hate to have to go over here and Google and find out the minutia of this, because reading through and finding out what a bill proposes and why it didn't pass and shit. That's something that's going to be kind of boring to make for a show. But I'm sitting here with the 22 studies agree Medicare for all. Yeah. And I told you why it was cheaper. I explained to you the economic reasons. Everybody in the pool, that's cheaper.
I mean, I'll look into it more. But
that's not an agree to disagree. I know what I'm talking about.
And then, but I think China itself is more of a issue than Israel would be, just because they have eager Muslims in encampments for organ harvesting and cutting their hair off and trying to ship it to the U.S.
So I've been keeping an eye on the Uyghur situation of probably going back to 2017 when it really started breaking.
And the Christians and stuff, they even demanded that all the blacks, like Nigerians and stuff, leave the country. They won't let them have any kind of hotel. They don't want them in their restaurants. They're blaming them for more spread of COVID.
I'm also very skeptical of U.S. intelligence on other countries, especially somebody like China, that we have an interest in trying to... The U.S. has a very long track record of spreading disinformation. So while
I think it was from Japan.
While I really want to take care about the situation, then I heard it independent... For some reason, the story is really coming to light in the last couple of months, but when I first heard about it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah. I think it's about right. About 2017 was when it started getting a lot of headway.
So I'm sympathetic to the situation, but I also, America does not have a very good track record about being honest with what's going on around the world. You said you were military, right?
Yeah.
So you're aware that I'm correct on that.
But some things, yeah.
On something, no. We lie about almost every fucking thing.
Again, it depends on the situation. There was.
I mean, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Iran Contra? We fucking sold.
I mean, some of them think the Bush stuff, and that was pretty much kind of a lie. It was bad intelligence.
Well, it was totally a lie. It wasn't bad intelligence. Yeah. It was they rigged the intelligence to make it look like they knew they were lying. That's one of the reasons why I can't believe the Democrats went with Joe Biden, fucking motherfucker that was all out about going to Iraq and shit.
Oh my God, I would have rather had Yang or Tulsi on that side, something.
Well, I mean, there was Bernie, who had the populist. Yeah. Agenda.
I think he fell more after the Hillary ordeal. I think there was something that happened. They tried to bring him back in line. He was a populist, and he just kind of into the middle. But I can see why a lot of people liked him. I don't see him as middle, because I see more.
I don't care what you see as middle. He is the middle. He's a centrist politician. Joe Biden is pretty hard right. Trump is falling off the fucking political spectrum in authoritarian fascism.
I don't see that. I see him more as currently as a right conservative libertarian style.
Who?
With
Trump?
But with some like actual Democrat beliefs.
Trump does not believe in democracy in any way.
How so?
He has literally said that he will not accept the results of the election unless he wins, and he still, even after he won, he said there was fucking illegal voting and shit. The motherfucker does not believe in democracy. He's done everything to subvert it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's already said that
his attorney general came out and wants to defend him in a defamation suit. That's unheard of. It's unprecedented. That's not what happens in a democracy. Fucking the DHS going and snatching people off of the fucking streets in unmarked vans. That doesn't happen in a democracy.
Because the unmarked vans, yes, but that's also a normal tactic of police.
The fucking police are fascists too.
They had the patches and things to notify that they were actual police on their badges, because there was an actual court case that got dismissed because it was clearly defined what these individuals were. But those individuals were taken into the bank, investigated, interrogated, and then released because they couldn't be held. And then not long after, they actually went after violent rioters and arrested them.
There haven't been fucking violent rioters. Fuck.
At any moment that anything was thrown is the moment that it becomes violent. Especially now.
Yeah, they arrested violent rioters. They let a murderer walk right past them. A white supremacist murderer with a goddamn assault weapon. They had to shoot the black man in the back 7 times, but they let a fucking murderer with an assault weapon walk right past them because the cops are fucking Nazis.
7 times. The black guy that got shot 7 times was actually reaching for a knife, and it was proven. And he also said there was.
Proven? Where the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
It was proven that he was reaching for a knife.
Who proved it?
There was also the record showing that he was a domestic abuser.
Who proved it?
Who proved it?
Who proved it?
The local AG.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you that cops lie.
Investigators.
If the cops said that if the cops investigated themselves, then the cops are lying to you.
No. The Attorney General, the investigations and things prove that he was armed, not with a gun, but with a knife.
You don't get shot 7 times in the back.
He actually was.
I don't think he had a knife. I think you're fucking bullshitting me right now. Proved he had a knife. I'm looking it up.
What the AG said is that there was a knife that he was reaching for. That's why when he got shot.
Yes, that's the official story of the cops. That he had a knife. But they are lying to you. Cops lie. Cops lie every fucking day.
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor was asleep in her apartment with a no-knock warrant. They fucking lied all over that case.
Again, I agree with you on some points of that. They need to be.
But cops lie constantly. So you telling me that the cop said he was reaching for a knife doesn't impress me.
No,
because down here, right down from my house, the cop shot a guy, and they said he was reaching for a gun, but they wouldn't release the body camera footage. But they released a still, and the still doesn't show a gun, and I think it was photoshopped. And since I'm a graphic designer, I think I have a little bit of expertise on the thing.
Yeah,
because cops lie. And if they weren't lying, they would release the body camera.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you with the Breonna Taylor stuff. That was wrong.
The Jacob Blake stuff was wrong. Cops don't get to execute people in the streets. That's what a fascist country does.
No, I mean, you have...
A cop's job is to die. To die if necessary to take somebody into custody. It is not to shoot somebody because they felt threatened. Fucking pussies. Well, you were in the military. You're in the military. You would not be able to get away with that. That would not meet the rules of engagement, would it?
And when I was in Africa, it was shoot to kill. It was never fire a warning shot. If the moment that you were threatened, you were instantly to kill them.
Did that meet the rules of engagement?
That was rules of engagement.
No. I'm saying, did him fucking go into his car? That didn't meet the rules of engagement. And you're lying to me if you say it does.
Him going to his car, but the thing is
it didn't meet the rules of engagement. So why should our military be held to a higher standard than our fucking cops? Because when you're talking about our cops, you're talking about citizens who have rights.
They were there to arrest him for a domestic abuse. That was what started the entire system.
I'm not clear on that one either. I don't think that they were there to arrest him. Well, I think you're getting your facts wrong.
He had taken her keys. and he domestically abused her. Like
Allegedly.
literal rape, apparently.
Allegedly. That also
Again,
none of what you
sorry.
said is grounds for executing some or attempted to execute somebody.
Again, no. I don't agree with the execution. No.
Because
But
cops are fucking Nazis. What you witnessed was fucking cops acting like a Nazi.
I don't think that, because
I do.
Family is in forensics.
I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that they're all Nazis. No, do they need reforms? Of course.
I didn't say that they were all Nazis. Cops are Nazis. It's a Nazi organization.
I don't see it that way.
Well, I can pull up the...
I do believe they need some reform.
I can pull up the thing about white supremacists fucking infiltrating the cops. Do you know about that? The FBI has been screaming about that for 20 years.
Yeah. No, I don't. Actually.
No, you don't, do you?
No.
So, here's The Guardian. White supremacists and militias have infiltrated police across the U.S. The FBI has been saying it for over 10 years.
It's also possible that black nationalists,
No, you're pulling something out of your ass. I'm sitting here with the information up. White supremacists and militias have infiltrated police across the U.S. Hard data, here.
Every person can technically be a militia, either organized or unorganized.
Oh my God.
Like, an individual person is an unorganized militia.
All right, man. It's been a fun talk. It's about time for me to go have some dinner. I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, I appreciate the talk. It was good chit chatting.
All right, are you sure you don't have anything to plug? Do you have a website? You got anything? Do you run a business? Gym? What?
Nah, not currently. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
but I appreciate you though. Thanks for the chit chat and everything.
Man, I appreciate you. You keep watching, man. I want to help educate people.
All right.
Tell Jay I'm sorry too.
Yeah. It happens sometimes.
Man, have a great night. Are you a drinker? Are you getting ready to go have a beer?
Yeah, I'm probably a Jack and Coke.
Man, my buddy from the Marines, he fucking loves Jack and Coke. That's what I always have with him.
Now, I will say, if you get a chance, try some Bumbu rum. It's Bumbu. It's a banana flavored rum.
What do you like to mix it with? Or do you just drink it straight?
Drink it straight.
You like it on the rocks?
Yeah.
All right.
I like on the rocks.
All right, man. I'll try it out, man. Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely try it.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you for the chit-chat.
Drink one for me.
Maybe do it again sometime.
Man, keep listening. Call in anytime you want to.
Hey, you have a good one.
You too, man. All right. We're going to end it with that. I'm going to let him have a drink. I'm going to have a toke. Go ahead. Light one up. Tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll catch you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol.